Bring you on back. Okay. So, where are we at? That's gonna drive nuts. Been a little bit of messing with things, but some updates. Headers are in. These are Flowtech turbo forward muffler or headers, excuse me. And I faced them backward. The passenger side did not clear, so I chucked it up on a thick plate that I use for building headers and put her in the vise and heated that thing up and torqued her in, and I got her fitting perfectly now. Driver side header, it was a little bit better. The only problem I had with it was it didn't want to clear the throwout, clutch throwout arm. So what did I have to do was, the old slave cylinder was going to sit right next to it tight. It would have cooked it. So what I ended up doing, bring it down underneath, is I went to a Wildwood puller system instead of the factory pusher. And that's what she looks like. I made this steel bracket. Mounts up to the transmission. Dang light. Mounts up to the transmission. And it is set. Instructions say for 90 degrees from the throwout arm, 90 degrees this direction. So I think I am good. I hope it doesn't wear out because that was an expensive slave cylinder. I think it was $100. But I had to clearance the throwout arm for the V-band clamp, but it does clear. It's tight. If I have to rework that later on, I can. I wanted to use the stock mount position because I figured it might give me a little more leverage because the clutch pedal is already stiff. Starter is now mounted and wired. You can see before the collector and the V-band, you can actually see on the frame where it was touching, but she's clear now. The V-band goes on so I can run exhaust. I'm going to bring, this is just the old Speedo cable. I'm going to bring it down, around, and then I'm going to side pipe it. I didn't want to do side pipes, but that's what I'm going to have to do. Is there anything new back here? I got the axles installed. 28 spline. These are from Speedmaster. Cut to fit. Pain in the ass. They use different bearing and seals than what the factory big bearing was. They look better because the factory bearings are they're sealed. I don't think they really get any oil system. So these new ones, they do, which is a win. So now I've got my fuel pump. I'll mount it up here. I put this little guy in from Amazon. I love this. So fuel, fan. I just wired ignition, and this hose here is going to be for vacuum advance. This HEI is not ideal with this distributor or with this intake, but it's what I've got. It's like a peen. Can't get it straight. I saw that intake or the air cleaner, I really liked it. The Holley Vintage series. I really like that thing. The nice thing is too is it, you know, it's not going to clear my hood. So I kind of knew that when I bought it. Being a dumbass. Chop, chop, hole. It's getting Cobra Jet or Cougar Eliminator hood scoop. I've not decided which yet. I think I like the Eliminator one better, but it's wider at the back than it is the front. I thought the Cougar Eliminator was one tough looking car, but I don't know if it'll look good on this hood. So I might just do like a 429 Cobra Jet for like a 70 Stang. So that'll look pretty tough too. So this thing is not complete. I have not got the power steering bracket. And I have not got the the alternator wired up. Got the pigtails. It's not wired. So I've got no water pump. But I'm going to start this thing today. Today is October 26th. This is an important day for me to start this thing. I need to do it today. So I am going to start it, and I want to hear it. This day was, it marks 1 year since my dad was killed in a car crash. And this was his old Jeep. And this was his motor. And this was something he wanted to do to it. But he never got around to it. So this is important for me to have it done today. Well, it's not done today. I busted my ass. I've tried to get it done, but I just haven't. I've run into too many hiccups and snags. But it'll start. And I can run it and I can time it. It does have coolant in the system. It's got all oils. All the gearboxes, transfer case, everything. Everything's oiled. Plenty of coolant in it. I'm not going to be turning a water pump, so I can't run it for long. And I think these headers are just made to really piss the neighbors off, but I'm going to do it anyways. And I'm going to start it. So, I've got a little battery charger hooked up here. Got my timing gun set up. We're going to see how this thing does. We're going to see if it runs. I'm nervous. I'm excited. Put a lot of hours into this thing. But that's where we're at. This is where we're at. You got all this nice, ugly factory wiring and some of my wiring. You know. Whatever. It'll still run alright, hopefully. One other thing I want to point out is this oil pressure. This is not permanent mounted. I was too busy with headers and everything else. I just ran it up there. I primed the oiling system a couple days ago. And yeah. So get the garage doors open. Get my fan running. And make sure none of the girls are sleeping. We're going to kick